Question 1. What would you do to counteract the opinion that the Miss Czech Slovak US title is only a crown and doesn't make a significant impact?
I've never heard that, to be honest. I've never heard someone say that, and so it kind of baffles me a little bit, because being a Czech queen is so much more. You travel all over the US, you get to be in all kinds of heritage events, and you get to promote who you are. Your number one thing is being an ambassador and being an educator of your Czech or Slovak heritage. It's a beautiful thing, and I think the first thing you have to do is just say, look at all the things I've done. Look at everything I'm interested in. How could this possibly be just a crown? I can take this crown off and I'm still a Czech queen. I'm still interested in my history. I'm still interested in my family and in all things Czech and Slovak. And there's no possible way that it could just be a crown.
Thank you. Question 2. In the Czech and Slovak Republic, Kroj was used during a variety of events. What events would your Kroj have been worn at?
My Kroj is from Jemnice in Moravia in the Highlands region, Horadske or Vysočina. And my Kroj would have been an everyday Kroj, which is noted by the dark color of my tights, which would have been worn every day because if they're black, they can't get as dirty. The skirt is a dark color, so if something gets on it, it can still be washed out. And my apron is shorter than my skirt, so when I'm on my knees, cleaning, cooking, gardening, it is still okay and it won't get as dirty, especially because it's white and it's trimmed. And so that's very important.
Thank you. Question 3. Describe a current event topic from the Slovak or Czech Republic that Miss Czech Slovak US should be familiar with. Why did you choose this current event topic?
My current event topic has to do with the president and the prime minister. The president, year was the first elections that the people got to vote in. So that's number one, that happened in March this year, and that's very important. That's never happened before, even though the Czech Republic has been a democracy since I was born, 89. And the prime minister was just in a scandal. So the president picks the prime minister, and now, after only a few months, has to pick another prime minister. So unfortunately, there's a little bit of problems in the government, but everything is looking up, and it's gonna be good. So there's some bright future going on there.
Thank you. That was Miss Czech Slovak Nebraska Danielle Patel. Czech Slovak Jennifer Cole. As Miss Czech Slovak US, how would you inspire a young person to get involved in his or her heritage traditions?
I would start off by going to the dances and really get out there and dance, because if the kids see you dancing, they want to get up and dance too, especially in this Kroj. So that's the biggest way that I would get children involved, and also by teaching them fun words in the Czech language, because that's how I learned some Czech, and that's how I got excited about learning more about the language and our heritage. So that's what I would do.
Thank you. Question 2 with White. Explain the significance of your apron, or why one is absent from your Kroj, and why.
My apron has the flower poppies down the front of it, because poppies are the most common flower around the Czech Republic, and you'll most often see poppies in kolaches, which we all enjoy here in America. So it's really fun and a really pretty decoration that they use with everything, paintings and in their kroy to decorate it, embroidery.
Thank you. Question 3. Slovakia has implemented the euro and the Czech Republic has not. Why do you think each country has made their respective decision?
I think that the decision to implement the euro was a very big one, and the fact that the Czech Republic has held off on that for so long is very smart, because of the fact that the economy has been going up and down throughout the years, and not knowing whether it's going to be steady with the euro, it's very smart to go ahead and hold off. And I think the government's doing a good job of keeping it, in decision process right now, instead of going ahead and going, because we need to go ahead and think about that before jumping in with all the other countries, and hopefully they're all respectful of that as well.
Thank you. That was Miss Czech Slovak, Texas, Jennifer Cole. Dana Rosie Palkova. Question 1. Describe a Czech or Slovak tradition in which you regularly participate. Why is this tradition important?
Well, since I was born in Czech Republic and I grew up there, I was participating in a lot of traditions, but in all of the Czech traditions. But I could talk about my most favorite tradition, which is Christmas. Christmas, we celebrate a little bit differently than here in the United States. We celebrate it on New Year's Eve, the December 24th. And we actually do not have a Santa Claus, but little baby Jesus brings us presents. And the day starts with, we wake up, we decorate a Christmas tree, and we don't eat all day, because there's all traditions. If you don't eat all day, you will see a golden pig in the evening. And then in the evening, the traditional dish is potato salad with carb, which is really delicious. And then we unwrap presents on Christmas Eve around 7 o'clock in the evening, and then we watch Christmas carols and go visit our family.
Thank you. Question 2. Explain what region does your kroy represent, or what specific pieces represent you?
This kroy is called Kijovský kroy, which is from a little village, Kijov, in South Moravia. And this kroy also represents me and this village. In the back of my vest are 3 circles, which represents the village of Kijov. I'm going to show you. And I was born in South Moravia, so this kroy is from South Moravia as well, so that's how it represents me as well.
Thank you. Question 3. What is the most important international relations issue between the U.S. and Czech or Slovak Republic, and why is this subject important?
The most important issue, I'm not aware of any issues as right now. I know that U.S. and Czech Republic maintain good relationships, and since President Obama was re-elected, they continue this relationship. And the Czech Republic is a member of the European Union since 2004, and the United States is supporting Czech Republic in almost every way, and they support them in getting here as well. So we'll see what's going to happen with that. Thank you.
Thank you. Miss Czech Slovak, Illinois, Dana Rosie Poklova. From Minnesota, Miss Czech Slovak, Brittany Schmiesek. Question 1. Do you think that Miss Czech Slovak US should be fluent in her heritage language? Why or why not?
I do not believe that Miss Czech Slovak US should be fluent in the Czech heritage language because, well, for one thing, it's a very hard language to learn, and I'm not sure if there are that many people that are fluent in multiple languages anymore these days. But as long as she knows conversational or some greetings, I think that's important.
Thank you. Question 2. Explain the importance of your blouse within your kroy and why.
My blouse is important because it is white, which in my region, South Bohemia, was very important. The white showed that we were like a working class, and with very light embroidery on the sleeve, that was a symbol that we were working class because we didn't have all of the time to put so many embellishments on our blouses.
Thank you. Question 3. In your opinion, which historical location is the most important to Czech or Slovak history and why?
Well, Prague is the capital city of the Czech Republic, and there have been so many events that have gone on there that would influence the history. I know that in World War II, Prague got taken over by Germany, so it's obviously a very wanted area. It's beautiful. The castles are amazing. It's very well known for its castles. So Prague would be definitely most influential for the Czech Republic.
Thank you. If you were chosen as Miss Czech Slovak US, how would you measure or know if your reign was successful?
I think the way that I would be able to tell that my reign was the most successful is probably meeting people. I think that's the most important thing when you're an ambassador of your heritage. So I think the more people that I met and the more people that I was able to, explain like what it is to be Czech, or because I think a lot of people ask you like, what is this? Because some people don't know, and when you travel around, so being able to explain them and teach them like, oh, okay, like that's what it means to be Czech, or I think it's like relationships with people that you make. And just knowing that you've kind of spread being Czech.
Thank you. Question 2. Why did you decide to wear the kroy you are modeling?
Well, my kroy is actually pretty special because my mother made every single piece of it. So that's actually really special to me because it's a lot of work to do this. But I'm wearing this one because, well, my skirt, it's like the flowers, that's kind of, the skirt is supposed to be more fancier. And then the rest of my kroy is a little more plain because my family, where we came from, we were more of like my ancestors, we were like a poorer background, so we didn't exactly have the money to provide embellishments and do a lot of extra fancy work on it. So that's why it's a little more plain. But it also has like the important embellishment on the apron on the bottom. So yeah.
Thank you. Question 3. Which scientist, teacher, or educational person has had a lasting effect on either the Czech or Slovak Republic, and why?
Okay, so definitely I would say probably to go way back, probably one of the most important teachers was Saint Cyril. He actually he was a monk. He came with Saint Methodius, and they came from, I believe it was like Greece or something like that. And they came, and they're actually monks. They were in the church, and they taught people, like Czech people, Slavic people, language, and they actually gave them language in written language, I think, because a lot of them were pagans, and they brought religion and language with them. So that kind of made, like, built a foundation for education in Slavic areas like Czech Republic and Slovakia. So.
Thank you. Iowa Miss Czech Slovak, Holly Stepan. Question 1. What is one thing you love about the Czech and Slovak heritage, Czech order? Excuse the interruption. What is the one thing you love about the Czech or Slovak heritage, and why?
I would have to choose the dancing. I love going out and watching anybody polka or waltz, and especially the traditional Beseda dancers that we have out in Tabor. It's one of my favorite things. I've been participating in it since I was in kindergarten all the way till now, and I plan on doing it for a really long time until I probably can't walk anymore. So I would have to say the dancing is my favorite part about our heritage, because it's a way to express ourselves and show everybody just how wonderful our celebrations really are.
Thank you. Question 2. Explain the importance of your skirt or dress and why.
This skirt I have been wearing since I was, it was made a couple years ago. My aunt, Sheila Kramer, she embroidered the bottom of it, and this lace right here in the middle was actually imported from Czechoslovakia, and she bought it at a little craft store that we had in Tabor at one of our festivals. And I just like the skirt because it's very flowy, so when you're dancing it moves a lot, and that's why it is important to me and my costume.
Thank you. Question 3. In your opinion, which Czech or Slovak current event is most significant to the country, and why?
I would have to say probably the new democracy and how the people got to vote. In America, that's a really big thing here, where we all get to choose our leaders, and I think it just helps make our country run better. So I think that is a really big, in my opinion, is the biggest event that has happened in the Czech or Slovak area. Thank you.
Thank you. Miss Czech Slovak, South Dakota, Raquel Statera. From the state of Wisconsin, Miss Czech Slovak, U.S., Sheila Uran. First question. Was there any research topic that inspired you to further research? Why?
In fact, there was. I was looking up, famous Czechs of the Czech Republic, and I came across Sigmund Freud. As you know, he is a very influential person on deep psychology, and one of my favorite subjects is psychology. And I thought it was very interesting that he was Czech. So I dug deeper further into it, and I thought it was just very interesting.
Question 2. Why are stockings present or not present within your kroy, and why?
Stockings are present, as you can see, because it ties together the outfit, and if it's cold out, which it has been pretty decent this weekend, it's been nice to have them, it's a little chilly, it keeps me warm as well.
Thank you. Question 3. What is the importance and influence of the Czech and Slovak consulates in the U.S.?
Please.
All right. What is the importance and influence of the Czech and Slovak consulates in the U.S.?
The Czech and Slovak consulates help promote the Czech and Slovak Republic here in the United States and help us Americans with the relations between the two countries, or three, the United States, the Czech Republic, and Slovakia.
Thank you. Miss Czech Slovak Wisconsin, Sheila Uran. Czech Slovak Oklahoma, Katie Holman. What U.S. organizations can someone join to learn more about their Czech or Slovak heritage?
Well, if you're in Oklahoma, you can be in the Oklahoma Czech Dancers. That's the organization that I've been a part of since I was 7 years old. We learn, I don't even know how many songs and dances I know, but quite a few. And it's really fun. We dance all day long at every Czech festival. Through this organization, we learn about the culture and the history, and we are trying to learn the language. It's a kind of a slow process, but we're working on it. But yeah, it's a really great way. I've met some extended family members through this organization, and it's a really great way to get to know other Czechs in your community and to celebrate our heritage together.
Thank you. Second question. What special characteristics of your kroy represent you the most, and why?
Represent me. I would say I'm going to go with representing my living family. This vest that I'm wearing is a vest that my grandma made probably about 20 or 30 years ago. It's been worn by multiple family members of mine, and I think it's very special. And I modeled the rest of my kroy off of this vest after I found out that family members from Prague and Nové Město often wore pinks and burgundies for their vest colors, so I thought it was very appropriate.
Thank you. Next question. Other than capital cities, Prague and Bratislava, which city, town, or village has had the most important history to either the Czech or Slovak people And why is this city important?
I know that Pilsen came up with the Pilsner beer, which is a major export of the Czech Republic. As far as other cities, I would say just every single city showing their nationalism through the movements, trying to make sure that they kept their Czech heritage and culture alive. They had to work really hard to maintain their language and make sure that the Germans didn't just make German the language of the Czech Republic and the Slovak Republic. So I think they all were great contributions in their nationalist ways.
Thank you. Oklahoma Miss Czech Slovak, Katie Holman. You get to select the first question.
Okay.
What Czech or Slovak traditions did you participate in while growing up? Or, what Czech or Slovak traditions do you plan on participating in after your state reign is over?
Well, growing up, I learned how to bake kolaches with my grandmother. Everybody's grandmother makes the best kolaches. I think we can all agree with that. And everybody makes their kolaches different as well. So that was always my favorite thing to do, and I still am trying to get my grandma to make some kolaches for me, but she just says, oh, you can do it now. So that's what I learned how to do when I grew up, my favorite Czech tradition.
Thank you. Question number 2. Explain the significance of your vest, or why one is absent from your croix, and why.
My favorite part of my croix is actually my vest, and that is because my plan for my croix this year was to pack as much meaning about myself and about my family in it. So I, on the front, have hearts and music notes because I love to sing, and as you all know, every Czech is a musician. And then I'm going to turn around and show you my back. And it has lots of different symbolism in that. There are 13 blue flowers on the back of my vest to symbolize the 13 decades that my family has been here in America. There's a sunflower because I'm from Kansas and we are the sunflower state after all. 2 poppies represent that poppies are my favorite flower, and my croix is modeled after the remembrance flower, the red poppy, as well as hops and silver pieces because those are the occupations that my family had while they were over in Czechoslovakia. And those 2 symbols are pulled together by wheat, which is what my entire family did when they came and settled in Kansas. So yes, my vest is very symbolic and definitely my favorite piece of the croix.
Thank you. You can applaud. Question. Besides the Velvet Revolution and Velvet Divorce, what event in Czech or Slovak history would you most like to have attended, and why?
Well, the event that I would most like to attend would definitely have to be the Prague Spring. Being a new college student, I think I can call myself new now. I'm going to be a sophomore. I love the fact that the Prague Spring was very student-oriented, and the fact that they were very vocal about what they think the government should be doing for them. So with the liberalization of the government to release all the ties on the human rights and all of the laws, the strict laws that these people endured, And them to be vocal about it and risk being thrown into jail or sent to uranium mines or being killed, it just had to have been amazing to see the courage that those people had.